Oh, he's laid it. It's him. What are we saying, people? We in the building today. How are we all?
Trying to get my ring light to work, Aki.
Yeah, you're looking very Bin Laden in there, like Bin Laden just before he was. You getting the visuals all out there in the cave and them things, man. You need to give yourself some light. I know it's been a bad week for the Arsenal and everything, but they're still light at the end of the tunnel.
Talking about Arsenal, man. Let's talk about Arsenal. You've got top Reds crying all over the YouTube now, saying they're divorcing from the club.
Thanks. Why the fuck are you smiling? Like, there's always something to smile about. Like when I thought I'd have a horrible weekend, like Arsenal just come with the da, and then Chelsea come with the da, and it's just
you're actually moist. Like you're actually moist. I'm gonna ask you one question. How do you find like how your primary source of joy is other people's fall? Like how does that feel for you? Like you never look for how can you support a club and you don't look forward to what your club's gonna do, but rather other people failing?
So you know how sad you're saying a real hater like me though. Like United can win if United can win and Arsenal can win, and I'll still feel a little bit like I ain't really get everything out of this weekend.
That's very sad.
United can lose.
But the thing is, we're not.
Wait, what's that? What's that? Is that blood flowing from me? Am I alive again? It's a bit of that, you know. It's just a bit of blood flowing for you. Like, what do you really have to live for if you're not just watching your ops and just thinking, right? I'd love it if you lose this weekend, you know. Like, if you could give me a loss this weekend, you know what? I could be all right with that. I could be all right. I could live with that. Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm confused as to how are you?
I'm all right, you know. Thank you for asking. It's like sometimes the check-ins needed amongst black men, innit? Like football can be a lot, like life can be a lot. So sometimes you just gotta check in on people, innit?
I actually feel sorry for you, lot, you know.
Why?
You have
Why
nothing.
Do you feel sorry for me?
Because you have nothing to look forward to.
That's a lie. Because I know at least one of my ops is not gonna do well on the weekend, so I can look forward to that.
We are not related. We're competing on no
basis. Here we go. You have a good season, and all of a sudden you think you can leave everyone in the dust. It doesn't work like that.
No, I didn't think we could leave everyone in the dust. You're not everyone.
You don't. Yeah,
I didn't think we could leave. I didn't think we could leave everyone in the dust. I feel like the people that our competitors are Man City and Liverpool. You're competing with Newcastle.
I'm a Man City fan. You can't. So
that's
you got
not.
us.
That's not. But it's not your issue. It's not your issue, bro. It's not your issue.
So now we're involved, bro. You think? What? You think because you lot are doing well now? When you lot slip up, we don't get to say anything. Game's never been played like that, bro. Never been played like that. Ever, never, ever.
Nah, I'm gonna let you go off, and then I'll talk when because I don't want to be interrupted.
Bro, you should be focusing on Everton and Fulham picking up the points,
bro. Your competitors.
We have to bring Emery around these sides and show you something again, man. See, I was watching it with this bozo in it. Bear hella quiet. Now you're in the comments all talking up. You weren't talking when Emery would come around with a big machine. Going. Say, Saka, I know you. I played you left back. I gave you the start. I know you. You're a good boy. Come from a good home. Did all of that to him. I saw my team win this weekend. I can't say the same for others. I don't even know what team that is. It must be the Lakers. It's damn sure was an Arsenal. Bank's transactions. His shamelessness needs investigating. Yeah, investigate me. Get the RICO case. I don't care. Arsenal lose, I win. United lose, Arsenal lose, I win. Doesn't matter.
What does that mean?
Beatties won this weekend. I'm steady. Fair enough. East London, stand up. Tier 3 to the world and back. I'll take it. Shout out Nathan watching on the delayed train, man. I hope the connection doesn't cut out before you go. The trains have been a madness. Yeah, fair play. You lot battered Chelsea. And there's something about when Arsenal's women play at the Emirates. Like, you lot rise it still. I respect it still. I'm an Arsenal women supporter, though. I think that's my women's team.
Nah, you support United women. You can't.
I genuinely think
That
Arsenal
doesn't
women.
make any sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
How can you support a different women's team and then support how can you support your
different
opposite?
teams? They're two different entities. Why can't
No,
I do
they're
that?
not. They wear the same kit. They literally play.
If I'm just
They wear the same
ingratiating
kit. They're
myself into the
called the
women's
same.
football game,
No,
why
no,
can't I
you're
support the team I feel the most attachment to?
because both your men and your
Because
women are
what?
shit.
No, but I grew up on Manchester United men's team. Like that's the reason I support them. I didn't grow up on the Man United women's team.
They're both shit. They're both shit. You can't support Arsenal women and then support
Why
Man
not?
United men.
Why
That's
not?
weird.
Why are you making the rules? Like who made those rules? Who actually made those rules?
Football fans.
Nah, Banks, that's the most shameless thing. Why? Why is that shameless? When was it? First of all, like guys supporting women's teams is like relatively new. So I don't know when did all these rules come about that I can't support whatever women's team I want.
They're the same team. It's just a woman, but it's the same team.
No, I'm not having it. Sometimes
everyone's saying that you into La La Land. That's insane. Let's talk about that game
because has made Banks
let's talk
delirious.
about that game because Banks, you know what? Let's talk about that game and let me take the wheel because at the start of the season, I think you lost your first game, and I think sorry, you won your first game.
Check your review.
You won your first game, and then the second game, I think I asked you like, what do you think about this? Do you think you're gonna win? And you said, yeah, it's calm, not to worry. We're at OT, bro. Since you said that, you lot get slapped it doesn't be fucking brothel. It doesn't matter where you guys play. Everyone leaves with something. How are you lot so bad after you thought you're going to win the league this season? How are you so bad after you thought you had a better season than Arsenal the year before? How are you so bad after spending money on Rasmus Højlund? Are you so bad after saying when Amrabat comes back, everything's going to be sorted? How are you so bad when you got rid of David De Gea and £50 million on Onana and he's just as bad? I don't understand.
All right. So made a lot of points there. Some of them were good, some of them were bullshit as usual, but like I expect nothing less from you. How are we so bad? It's a great question, man. That's one of the better questions. Honestly, did not have on my bingo card Manchester United building their team around Scott McTominay in Ten Hag's second season. I didn't have it.
If we take out Scott McTominay from the mix and take out Aaron Maguire from the mix, you lot will probably be right beside Chelsea because they've saved you ample games.
You say that, but at the same time, if we had a manager that's willing to build a team, a proper team,
you were happy with Ten Hag.
Not just rely on McTominay, coming up with a goal and forgetting everything else he does in the match. We might have a better team. You say like McTominay's got his strengths. He's got his strengths. But
you can't change your tune within 4 months. You loved Eric Ten Hag and you said he even had a better season, and you said he had a better season than Arteta. So
I did. Was McTominay the fulcrum of our team last season?
How was someone that was so
the fulcrum of our team last season?
I don't know who was the fulcrum of your season. Bruno,
Marcus Rashford, Bruno, fucking Casemiro.
They start and they're both rubbish. They play and they're both
rubbish. Let's actually look at what's happening there.
You keep saying that they start and they're both rubbish. Casemiro that you won instead, he started and he was rubbish. He's been rubbish.
You're right.
So what are you talking about?
You're right, but I'm saying that like what he's done this season has gone away from the principles of what he did last season. So regardless of who he's stuck in there,
what did he do last season?
At least front-footedness, as in like encourage the team to be brave on the ball. Minimum. I don't care what
they weren't good though.
They were. It was better than what we're seeing this season. It was brave. It was like it felt principled. Do you disagree that did you think it didn't feel principled?
What do you mean by that? I don't know what I mean.
As in like Ten Hag asked them to do certain jobs and
when Ten Hag asked them to do certain jobs, I believe that was at the start of the very start of the season when he first come in, and then it changed.
It did change,
and that's when I thought it felt principled. What you meant, and then when you started winning, it didn't feel principled. You just won because Rashford was good. Generally, you won because Rashford was scoring. Like there wasn't any. What principles are you talking about? Like it was principled at the start when he realized you lot can't pass. You got bucked, I think, by Brentford. I think Brighton moved to you, and he said, "You know what? We can't pass. Let's go log." And it was similar to Ollie, But then the difference is everybody significantly underperformed last season by Arsenal and Man City. And then Rashford come back from the World Cup and had 4 months, like world class 4 months. He gave a world class 4 months and got you out of jail at least in 8 matches and scored or assisted. 8 to 12 matches, scored and assisted. And you got you lot in a title, and you got you lot in in a top 4 race with Newcastle and a broken Liverpool and a limping Liverpool in the back end of the season. So the work was already done. You roll on to this season. You can't say because he's made Scott McTominay the fulcrum. That's why it's a car crash like this. Because Casemiro was crap from before as well.
It's not just about Scott. Don't think, but it's the principles, bro. Is what he's actually getting is what he's actually telling the team to do this season compared to last season. Like this season again. If all we're really relying, I expected an improvement on last season. I expected an improvement. I expected, I wanted us to be a bit more free flow. And I 100% agree. Last season we went long, as in in terms of the build-up play, we went long a couple times. But in terms of defensive solidity, I feel like we were solid last season. Regardless, again, I don't feel like we can see. Obviously, the Liverpool match is an anomaly, but defensively, I feel like we were a very principled team. Attacking wise, you're 100% right. A lot of it relied on Rashford, 100% attacking.
It was Rashford or bust.
But defensively, we were a well principled team. We had Varane and Martinez.
I think your best player, without a doubt, is Lisandro Martinez, and you don't even know if he's going to hit them 7 months he had in the first season. You don't think he's going to hit that because you don't know what he's going to come back like. Varane was okay. I don't think you can't say Varane wasn't class or anything. He was okay.
He was class last season.
He wasn't class. He wasn't class last season. He was okay.
It's not unfair to say he was class, but that's what I'm saying. We built a good defensive base. The key was
Nathan's question.
The key was get a striker and
you got one for 70 mil.
We did. The key was get a striker and get the attacking movement flowing. He hasn't done it. Wait, let me just add this. The worst part is he's gone into desperation mode. And I've said this pretty much since the
Brentford desperation mode?
Where he's relying on McTominay to come up with a goal, regardless of what McTominay offers away from the ball. He knows McTominay has a chance.
Every time you keep scapegoating the likes of McTominay and Maguire, I find it quite. Hold on. Firstly, let's answer Nathan's question. Would LVG do better with this team?
No.
Yeah, he would. Cool.
No, he would.
Yeah, he would. Because one thing about him, it was no, it's not revisionism. Because LVG got sacked because it was boring and negative, not because of the results.
He literally came fifth. He came fourth and fifth,
and he won an FA Cup.
Boring football. He came fourth and fifth with boring football. So why do you assume he did better?
And he won the FA Cup. What
does that have to do with anything?
The fact that the difference between him and Tanag is that you lot are defensively.
The question is, would LVG do better?
Yeah.
What's telling you that LVG will do better?
I don't think you'll be as weak defensively.
You're just chatting rubbish. I can't lie to you. You're just chatting
rubbish. You asked me a question. I'm answering now.
It's rubbish, though. It's rubbish. It's rubbish, bro. Why would he do better? You think he'd be better defensively?
Yeah. Because you're not doing anything. What has Tanag made better
this season?
Yeah.
Last season we were defensively very good. Last season we were defensively very good.
You think so?
So what are you talking about? He'd make the defense better.
You think so?
Yeah.
So?
Yes, we were.
You think you were very good last season defensively?
We were defensively good last season. We were.
I think your problem is there.
So wait. So you're saying
the bar for you is too low.
You're saying
the bar for you is too low.
You're saying LVG would make us better than we were defensively last season, or are you comparing it to this season?
I'm comparing it to this season.
You're comparing it to this season.
I'm comparing it to this season, but I don't think you were good defensively last. I don't think.
Would he make us offensively better?
I don't know. But he'll make it better.
So now you just let Nathan land let Nathan land a nonsense question, because how does LVG improve us?
You're rattled and you need to calm down.
I'm not rattled, bro.
I've told you already. He improves you defensively. So what does he mean? I didn't say he improves you. I said he improves you defensively. You won't be leaking goals. Everybody won't be literally dumping on you at home and away every game. It doesn't matter where you, even in Europe, getting dunked on. You won't be letting slip 3-0 leads, 3-1 leads, 2-0 leads. You wouldn't. But let's go back. I was just gonna say, every time you keep talking about McTominay, and scapegoat McTominay and Maguire, I just think it's so interesting because I've put to you last week and the week before, if these people don't play, who do you want to start? And you can't even answer the question because you don't have the balls to say Kobe Minor, knowing the kid's at 18 and he'll drown. It will go down.
I literally said last week, Kobe, after the Everton match, I said the midfield should basically be around Kobe Minor. So you
want to start Kobe Minor.
You want to start
Kobe Minor. So it should be built around Kobe Minor.
Huh?
The midfield should be built around Kobe Minor.
Yes, I said Kobe Minor should be a main part of the midfield. Kobe Minor, Embarass. Go back and check the tapes, bro. Check the tapes.
All right. I've heard you.
Check the tapes. Kobe Minor, a mixture of Kobe Minor, probably Embarass and Casemiro, Bruno. From those four, those are the four you can build a midfield.
Kobe Minor, Embarass, and Casemiro, yeah,
and Bruno. From those four, you can pick a decent selection to build your midfield around. But
let's get through some of these comments.
From the fact that he keeps going back to this McTominay thing, this season you was relying on Rash. This season, I'm guessing that last season you was relying on Rash. This season, McTominay, stop papering over the cracks with this principles bullshit. Attacking wise, 100%. Last season we relied on Rashford. This season, McTominay. But my thing is with Ten Hag, you come in with principles, and it wasn't involving McTominay last season. Like, if you can find a role that McTominay would have played last season, and compared to the role he's playing this season, and if it doesn't just smell of something's worked, and I'm just gonna run with it the way it has with McTominay.
The chicken, stop saying McTominay now. It's just scapegoating at this point.
It's not scapegoating, bro.
Your problems are bigger than McTominay. Obi said the chickens have come home to roost for Ten Hag. So I think this is someone who was never on this Ten Hag bandwagon like you earlier. Junior Abota says United defense got punched up multiple times last season. Varane was not class. I agree. I don't think their defense was class. So you play half of your games away from home. If away from home you got punched up, you weren't good defensively this season because half of your games you got punched up. So they weren't good. He had Smalling looking like Rio. Oh, God's sake. Anfield would finish ETH. What do you think about that?
Anfield would finish ETH. Yeah, I reckon like lose against Bayern, lose against Liverpool. I don't think he makes it through that. But
have you played Villa?
No, we played sometime in the Christmas period.
Golly. And is it home or what? It doesn't even matter. You haven't played Villa. It actually doesn't even matter. Like, it really doesn't. But yeah, and then Obi as well, another Man United fan. We were better unit under LVG.
Better unit, man.
Okay. Man like Chidi Sam in the chat. Let's get through some of these. Bruno Fernandes is a disgrace. Talk about your captain.
Stinker to get a yellow and duck the Anfield test. Again, it's just like
would you not duck a test if you know you're going to fail? Would you go into a test knowing you're going to fail?
Yeah.
He fails every year, every big game. So you might as well just not come. I think you lot are in better stead now that he's not even going to be there. And let's talk about more so on Erik ten Hag. Let's talk about Rasmus, Amrabat, and Mason bloody Mount. EPB out Mason Mount because nobody knows if he exists or if he's just a mirage. Like, what's going on? Is he a real person? But you signed Mason Mount. You signed Mason Mount for £60 million, Banks. And this might go down as one of the worst transfers because everyone keeps saying it's Anthony. At least Anthony, we know he exists. Mason Mount might come down. It's worse than Juan Mata. I always thought the Juan Mata was a very bad one because but this Mason Mount deal, bro.
He's just injury prone at this point. Like, again, it's hard to judge him when he's not.
We're blaming the injuries.
He hasn't played, bro.
No, but I'll be blaming the fact, but there's a difference because Nkuku, I understand Nkuku's injured, but all Chelsea fans are unanimous saying that, when Nkuku comes back, at least we have something to hope on. I've never heard a Man United fan say Mason Mount, when he gets fully fit.
You can't judge it if he hasn't. Like, if he plays and stinks it up, fair enough. You can call him the worst.
Nkuku played for Chelsea?
Huh?
Has Nkuku played for Chelsea?
No.
So that point is invalid.
It is
Because if you're
valid
excited,
because
about a person coming in,
Nkunku could come and stink it up, and then all the Chelsea fans that were saying, "Oh, he's
but
gonna come and change the season," will look like idiots.
no, but
So
you look like an idiot anyway. Because
isn't it easier? Isn't it easier to let him play, let him show you that he stinks, and then call him the
I
worst
think
transfer?
what I'm trying to get at is you're just being disingenuous. When
I'm not,
Amrabat
bro.
had
I'm
wait,
not.
let me finish. Well, let me
I'm not.
finish now. Because
Because I've had no. I'm
Amrabat had
gonna let you land in a second. I'm gonna let you land in a second. I'm gonna let you land in a second because it's easy to say, oh yeah, in theory he's gonna be the worst. Of course you can say that. I had my reservations when we signed Mason Mount because he wasn't my type of player. But what does, like, if he's been injured this whole time, like, what does it do to say, oh, he's the worst transfer considering he hasn't been on the pitch?
Okay, my point is,
why not just let him come on the pitch and show you that rather than just wait before he's done it?
Okay, I hear what you're saying. My point is, many times before a player's joined the club or played for a club, because they're injured or whatever, because the papers haven't gone through, you and many fans say, oh, when this player comes back from injury, when this player plays their first game, it will change our fortunes. Correct. You said it for Amrabat this season, but I'm saying no Man United fan, no football fan is saying, oh, when Mason Mount comes back from injury, it could change Man United's fortune.
Does that make him the worst signing ever?
He's a forgotten man. Is one of the worst. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Until he actually shows it, until if we sell him after this season and he hasn't made an appearance, then 100% he's the worst. He's one of the worst signings ever.
Okay, so why is Donny van de Beek one of the worst?
What does it actually mean?
Donny van de Beek doesn't play.
He's been here 4 years, bro.
No, but he doesn't play. You're saying if they don't get on the pitch,
4 years. He's been here 4 years.
No, but if they don't get on the pitch, you can't say he's one of the worst signings. That's your point, right? Donny van de Beek don't touch pitch.
Well, he's been fit. There's been periods where he's fit, but he is one of our worst signings. We literally paid 40 million for him, and he never plays. And we're not going to get anywhere close to that. Of course, he's one of our worst signings. Nobody ever doubts that.
So, do you think you're going to get close to the mounting for 60 mil? Just asking.
It depends, bro. It depends. I can't read into the future right now. I have to see how he plays.
Is a big waste of money, and you know it. It's a big waste of money, and the fact you're not resting your laurels.
If he shows me that, I'll be more than happy to hold my hands up because it's not one I wanted in the first place. But the fact that you're already doing this, the fact that you can't wait, you're just itching. Like I'm
not itching. I don't care.
This is what I mean.
Forgot about Mason
Mount. Just be honest about how happy like Man United's downfall makes you. Just be honest about it. Just be honest about it.
No, you know why? You know why it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense what you're saying.
It does though. It does because right now you're basing it on the fact that nobody says he's gonna come back in and help us. That doesn't make any sense because he could come back in and help us.
He's not gonna come back and help you. You haven't even said that before. This is the first time you're saying it because you're under duress.
Because I just remembered him. I haven't even remembered. Like,
exactly my point. If you're waiting for a man, if you're waiting for someone because they're good, you're not gonna forget, man.
I'm saying United players, bro. I haven't even factored into how bad our season has been, considering Lisandro Martinez has been out. I haven't even factored that into but because they've been out for so long, I don't like what good does it do talking about them when they're not gonna play? Like at least just you're gonna get some. It's Manchester United right now. You're legit gonna get some. Just wait for him to play before you slander him. You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some.
You can't say that. You can't say someone's been loving this United downfall because I've not been happy for 10 years. I care about my team more than you. You lot haven't been good for 10 years. I've not been happy for 10 years.
You say that, but you care
Genesis Revelations.
You care a lot about United and Chelsea's downfall.
Genesis Revelations. I don't give a damn. Genesis Revelations when Liverpool are done with these, man. I'm leaning. I was gonna say, okay, lastly, because I can't be bothered to talk about Amrabat because you've already admitted you were wrong there. The Rasmus one,
decent though. He's one of the few that came out the last couple of games with some pride. I can't lie. That's all I'll say.
The Chelsea game, he was awful.
Amrabat.
He was awful.
Yeah,
he gave away like two big.
You watched the game differently.
He gave away two big chances. You
watched the game differently to me. Still, you watched the game differently.
He gave away two big chances. He gave away just the Chelsea couldn't finish.
As you said, I'm not gonna harp on Amrabat because we're crap anyway.
And okay. And then lastly, Rasmus, your £70 million striker.
What about him?
What's going on? Like, come on, man.
You didn't start the game.
No, just in general, I'm talking about Erik ten Hag. Because that's part of the problem.
That's not. I'm genuinely. I'm like Rasmus is one thing I'm not worried about.
Oh, okay,
Like,
fair enough. So you
I'm
still
not
believe
worried
in him,
about
yeah?
that. I still believe in him.
All right, go on then. So anything else you want to talk about? How the actual game, Bournemouth, like, did you expect Bournemouth to slap it on you like that?
Ask Ricky Bowley in the comments how I talk about Solanke. I know about Solanke ball. I watched Bournemouth. I know about Solanke ball. I know about Lewis Cook ball. These are some waves I've been riding for a while. So when Solanke came, that was a number 9's performance from Solanke. Still, that was a number 9's performance. Yeah. I can talk.
Is
About
Solanke
Solanke.
better than Rasmus Højlund?
100%. Solanke's better than most strikers in the Prem.
Is Darwin Núñez better than Rasmus Højlund?
No. Yeah, probably. The chaos factor from Núñez, I'll give it to him.
So Darwin Núñez is better than Rasmus Højlund. And then when Darwin Núñez was performing like I was performing last season, did you give him as much grace as you give Rasmus Højlund?
No.
Okay, so you can see the inconsistencies there now.
No, because what do you call it? Núñez just misses like open goals. Like Núñez hasn't got Højlund hasn't got those chances in the main part in the Premier League. Like but the other side of it, where Núñez does create a lot of chaos, I'll give you that. Like he does do that better than Højlund. But my thing with Núñez is he was literally like missing open goals. Like let's be fair. Let's be fair. And again, you can criticize Højlund if you want. I'm not mad at that. Do that, because there has been like in the Premier League, he's missed chances that he should have scored. But I don't like this comparison with Núñez and Højlund. Like where do we want to go with it really? Like
it's because they're the same price. That's why.
Yeah, and Núñez is still missing. Like if next season Núñez Højlund's still missing the same chances and he's doing the same things that Núñez is doing this season, then I'll be. What can I say?
Luke Shaw on the back post, cash money.
Billings, you laughed at me. You laughed at me when I told you about them stocks. You laughed at me.
You're happy he dunked on Luke Shaw like that, yeah?
Hey, I won by what cost? At some point, you just have to cash in on your stocks and be like, you know what? It's on the big screen. Everybody's watching. The stocks are gonna appreciate. I have to make some money somehow. Just let you lot know, man. Núñez gonna dunk on you next week, pussy. Oh, my name's TJ. Núñez is gonna dunk on me next week. Shut up. How many people have dunked on us before? You think you're the first? I'm dead to this now, bro.
Let's talk about the top of the table, man. So Aston Villa versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Yeah, I have to admit to everyone, I was fortunately I couldn't even watch the game. I was on the tube in the anniversary, so I've come out and I've lost. I was so upset. 87th minute, I've gone underground. I thought, Jesus Christ! Now this is the Elizabeth line. The driver
when you came off the ground,
I was waiting for a last minute. The driver says we will be stuck at like in between Custom House and Canary Wharf. I was fuming. I was trying to get that little toke of Wi-Fi. You know the little toke of Wi-Fi you get in between the stops to get the update. By the time I've come out now, the game had been finished at 15 minutes. I refreshed my phone, bet at 1-0 full time. So it took me a day, and obviously my guy had to slap me out of that mood. Very nice and embarrassing. Cool. So I checked the highlights this morning, and Jesus Christ, I left the game in the 60th minute, more or less. Jesus Christ, the last 30 or to 35 minutes. Like, because when we peppered them, outside the goal that they scored 7 minutes in, we peppered them. So I thought it was inevitable we win, or it was inevitable we equalize, told us of win. And I'm looking at the highlights. I'm so confused.
Well, how you didn't score?
Yeah, I am confused how we didn't score. If I'm gonna be transparent.
It's your old hometown, man.
Yeah, it was buzzing. It was buzzing.
Man. I can't.
If any you know what? If any team deserve it, it's Villa. That's the saving grace. If any team deserve it, it's Villa. I really like Aston Villa still. I really like Aston Villa. But anyway, I was confused as to why we didn't score, and then I saw the highlights. Everybody knows on this platform when I checked out of, I have to say Gabriel. You can't say checked out of Jesus. That sounds mad. Checked out of Gabriel Jesus. And for me, the last strike was the Tottenham match when he pinched the ball off Maddison. I feel like that was an unforgivable miss. And I know strikers miss, but you don't miss that, or you don't miss the target. Gabriel Jesus, yeah, though he does everything so well, kind of like Firmino does everything out except from scoring so well. I remember how much I didn't like the fact that was Firmino's trait, and I don't like the fact that this is Jesus' trait. We need a striker. We need a striker. We need a bagsman. Yeah, Odegaard missed, and Odegaard missed 2 chances. But Jesus, sometimes if you're the 50 million pound man, just like we got into Lacazette for, if you're the 50 million pound man, sometimes you have to pick up the ball and you have to be clutch. Do you get? I mean, not even do it yourself. I'm not expecting to take on 4 man, but be
chance
clutch.
That chance that he laid off to Odegaard is like you're the striker, do it yourself. Like in
I
those
think that, to be fair, I think laying that off was a very good, smart decision. But I'm also upset, Banks, about the touch he took. There was a ball that I think Saka dinked him, or someone dinked to him.
Yeah,
and he had space, you know. He had thrown goal. Even if he took a leaky touch forward, Banks, he could have still made up on that or drawn a penalty or whatever. But I can't lie, it's not good enough, because Jesus, you feel like this for him, and then we play a Champions League game against Lyon or against Sevilla or something, and he scores the second goal. He scores a brace goal, 2 and 3, but there'll be worldies, and we're like, oh yeah, we need to remember Jesus' class. And what he's succeeding from is the fact that the drop off from him to Eddie is severe. Do you understand? But he can be Eddie, and someone else can be him, if that makes sense.
What was interesting, we was talking, me, Coleman, Brian, Ricky.
Oh, you went to Brian's house? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And we was watching the game. I was like, you can give Nketiah and Gabriel Jesus the same full season, and they're getting the same number of goals, but the compilation for Gabriel Jesus is just gonna look better at the end of the day. Like that's the difference between. So I was talking about sort of but nobody could come up with a name when it comes to upgrading in the striker position. Like who do Arsenal go for if they want to upgrade?
I think unanimously everybody's actually said Tony.
No, that wasn't I had 3 Arsenal fans there. Was it 3 or 4? 4 Arsenal fans.
Sorry. I mean, well. Like, not. I know the man them ain't for it, as in our social circle. No, but I mean unanimously on like the social spaces.
Because right now there's no name that's being agreed upon. Like I'm interested to know who
in Jan.
Let's say the summer, because Jan might be difficult. In the summer, like you say, you know what, this Jesus thing is going as far as it can. We need a booter. Who do you get?
Personally, I would actually say Osimhen. The only reason I wouldn't is because he's actually injury prone. Like, obviously, last season he didn't get injured only towards the back end when Simeone had to start playing games. But before this, that's his 3rd season at Napoli. He hadn't played like over half of the season the previous 2 seasons, because he was always in and out of injury, very similar to Thomas Partey with his injury record. And this season he's got a couple of injuries. He missed I think he's come off the bench a couple of times because he's never been fully fit. But I'm just apprehensive. If you want to chef out 150 mil for Osimhen, is he gonna like give you full fitness? Is he gonna be fit? So injury aside, I would say Osimhen.
Injury aside, it's a big risk to take. But again, Osimhen wasn't a unanimous one either. It was interesting. Like I'm actually interested to see.
But in Jan, I would say in January, I thought you said in Jan, I'll say Tony. Some people are saying Ollie Watkins at Arsenal. Why I wouldn't say Ollie? Why I like Ollie Watkins? Firstly, I feel like outside Harry Kane, he's one of the strikers that gets his shot off quick. I rate that so much as a striker when you can find a yard and get your shot off. Obviously, he wasn't really sharp shooting like that in the Spurs match and some games this season, but traditionally he actually finds a yard. He get his shot off so quickly, and he runs the channel very well. It's pretty fast. His actual like build-up play is not necessarily the best in terms of bringing others into play. But I don't care as long as you can give me 20.
Another thing that I've seen a lot on the Arsenal Twitter recently is Martinelli's drop-off in form in the Premier League. Saka's to a certain extent. I think Saka's got like 3 non-Premier League goals this season. Martinelli's got like 1 Premier League goal. Are you worried about the wing pairing?
I think very similar. If you draw a comparison to Trent at Liverpool, I think when you don't have equal or adequate competition, naturally, like in our places of work, if you're just doing the same thing, you know that if I don't do it, like nothing will happen. You're just gonna lose the performing, like you're gonna lose the ability to perform or battle for your position. I think that's always healthy, and I think we need that, predominantly in Saka's position.
Ricky Bowley says somehow. I'll say Mbappe. Who says no? Probably Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe says no.
Firmino can actually finish though. That's the difference. Yeah, no, man said put your Brazilian on the table. was just one of those days for Arsenal. Villa weren't great. Yeah, Villa were trying to play out through the back, and I just noted that it wasn't actually working that well, and it was actually giving Arsenal the chance.
Villa draw their next game. I promise you, Villa will draw their next. Like the annoying thing about these certain teams is their next game they'll draw, or their next game they'll lose away. Like it's so
the way Newcastle rose it against us, there was pressing us, bam, 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 and you get popped off the park by
Everton. By Everton and Tottenham. You're just like. These clubs, these small teams. Actually,
it's because you saw me in it. It's because you saw me. You just wanted.
I despise it so much because Brighton do it the most. Brighton will pop you. Then they'll go and lose to Bournemouth the next week.
Literally, Brighton just about got a draw against Burnley this weekend, but they face you lot next week. I swear to God.
Let's see. Watch them try rise it. I swear to God, I'll bang Deserbi in his nose. Like, bro, watch them try and rise it against Arsenal. But all in all, I think Villa is confusing, and I feel, except from Villa fans, I think where Villa is in the table is quite confusing. I think, they've been doing well, but like, whoa, what are you doing here?
I think Aston Villa's performance against Arsenal wasn't indicative of like how they performed in recent games. Like the City game, they popped City off the park.
Oh my God,
pop City. So it's like you get like obviously like this was just like dug in a little bit, enough dog. Diego Carlos dogged it out. Pau Torres was great. Like you got your backline, your midfield work, and they rode their luck for a lot of the Arsenal match. But then you got games like the flipping Man City game, and then even Bournemouth away the game before where they just about came back. It's like things like that. It's just like they've got a nice blend of like when they're able to turn it on, they can play well, but they can also
they'll be all right. Do you think they finish fourth?
I still say no, but
their away record.
I'm actually looking at what team. Is it abysmal?
Bro, they're awful away. They're awful.
Aston Villa. Let me see what they're saying.
No, it's like away, they'll draw like little games like example, the Bournemouth game. They should be if you're performing that well, you should be putting Bournemouth away. You should be putting Bournemouth to the sword.
But Bournemouth, I don't know if it's just because of I don't know. But I've been watching Bournemouth.
Iraiola's starting to cook. Yeah, Iraiola's starting to cook.
They can pop. That's not a team that, especially at the seaside. That's not just a team that you pop away from. They'll kick ball against you, fam. Let's see where Aston Villa are in the away table. They're ninth in the away table, so middle of the pack.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
If you've got the home form that they've got, and then you've got the away form like middle of the pack, that's a good formula. I can't lie. Like what?
Okay.
Let me see where they are in the home form.
They're top. They're top
of home form and ninth. That's a good. If you want to get top four, that's a good blend. That's a good blend.
I was gonna lastly, just quickly on the couple VAR decisions, and I wasn't watching this in real time, so this is highlights and.
Did you see
slowed. I think they're horrid decisions, and that's not even me being biased because I don't want the game. We didn't lose the game because of decisions. I think we've come to a point. If you want to win the league, you take it out of the referee's hands. Now we know the referees in this league are janky, but I think they're actually just horrid decisions. I feel like Gabriel Jesus every day that's given now, like you kick the back of his leg. I actually don't. I don't
know how they did. Like I looked at it in real time. I was like, ooh.
And then you watch it slow down. You're like, that's a pen. And apparently he just said play on. Like, no, it's fine.
Yeah, they checked it and it was just like done very quickly.
And then the Havertz handball was so weird because just as much as it skimmed Havertz's hand, did it skim Matty Cash's hand? So how come it can be a penalty? It can't be a penalty because it hits one player's hand, but it can be a disallowed goal. And then also the rule, if you actually go read the rule, I think it says something like it has to hit the player's hand that scores. If it hits the player directly on the hand and he scores, and I thought
I won't lie to you. I knew they was gonna disallow it straight away because whenever it doesn't matter what happens if it touches the ball touches someone's hand in the build up, they always disallow it. Like it's such
the rule is not build up though. The rule is the final. The rule is literally the final.
This is how the Premier League's always done. Like I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong, but as soon as I saw it touch Havertz's hand in that sequence, I knew they was going to disallow it. What you're writing is that it also touched Cash's hand
before.
But the way it did it, I don't know.
It's the same way. It's the same way.
But that's not the way they do the rule. Like defensively, it's always if the arm is away from the body for the defense. The arm wasn't away from the body for Cash.
His hand was like that, innit?
Yeah, but it was towards the it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't outside the silhouette technically.
Yeah.
The way they do it, that's why the rule's a bit fucked, because it doesn't again. Havertz's hand wasn't really away from his body.
It was in his silhouette. It was in his silhouette as well.
But in the attacking sense, whenever the ball hits someone's hand in the attacking sense, they always rule it out. So the ruling is a bit of a fuckery. I can't lie. I can understand why, but that's the way it's always been done. Whether that's right or wrong is a different story, but that's the way it's always been done.
Okay, so you think by the letter of the law, the Havertz one is right, but by the letter of the law,
no,
the Jesus one is wrong.
By the letter of the law, it's probably wrong. What you've described is probably wrong. If that's the letter of the law, it's probably the way Premier League referees have always officiated it. I've never really understood, because I remember it was Rashford against Everton last season, where they kicked the ball against Pickford, kicked the ball against Rashford kicked it against his hand. It was he literally just kicked it against his hand. He went on to score. It wasn't handball, but he kicked it against his hand, and they ruled it out straight away. The way the referees do
the Burnley one as well. There's Burnley one earlier this season as well. It was janky. I think it was what's his name, Sanderberg. He hit his hand in the build-up, and then they cancelled it. But I was just anyway. The point is, Arsenal just don't leave it in the hands of the referee. But just before
I've got a task for you, Shem. I just wanted to
go on.
Say something good about this Tottenham team.
They're exciting to watch.
Fairs. Didn't know if you was capable of it. I just wanted to check.
No, they are exciting to watch, but that's not good. Do you want to be big, or do you just want to be an entertainer?
I want to be a tiny dancer.
Pochettino. There's the Chelsea fans, right? There's Obi. Let me tell Obi to get Jason in the comments.
Nah, it's actually nasty, them sides, man. It's actually I'll tell you forget about the game. Forget about the fact that Chelsea just stink. Shall I tell you the worst part? Pochettino went into his press conference and said, I need more players.
My Lord.
He said, I need more players.
My Lord.
Lord. You know you can be prosecuted for that.
Yeah, that's criminal.
For that.
Bro, that is criminal, bro.
Oh my God.
That is criminal. Pochettino went into his presser and said, I'm gonna speak to the owners. Give me the money in the bank. Bro,
how do you not have transfer fatigue at this point? Where you I just be sick of new faces. When you've just broken up with someone and you're having to get back into the dating game, and you're like, oh yeah, how many siblings?
Bro, nobody is more tired.
Color? Is he not tired of doing that with new players? Are you not tired of finding out new players' strengths and weaknesses? Brother, work with the players you've got. How are you still trying to do? This is my first day after my bro, go talk to your old link. Go get your old link back. They're all saying your old link is probably your person to be. You've got somebody in that changing room that's probably gonna change your life. Go and find them. How many players do you have on loan?
Right.
Go and get one of them. It's not in the transfer market that you're gonna. There's nothing out there. The streets are dead, Pochettino. The streets are dead. The streets are dead. You're not gonna find your one to be out there.
Nobody's more tired than the resource and onboarding team at Chelsea. How many gift baskets? How many gift baskets do you want them to send to people's families? Bro, that guy is tired. You probably took that job on thinking they're gonna pay me £27,000 a year. We'll get a couple, maybe free. I'll probably gift wrap 3 gift baskets to send to free transfers every January and summer. This guy is working around the clock.
Bro, this man setting up language classes for hella random Brazilians.
Language classes, gift baskets to families, sending up GP appointments for families, helping them look for housing. And Pochettino wants to kill this team. Pochettino's telling them we need more players. That guy's thinking, golly.
Bro, how many more random Brazilian player that's calling him at midnight saying, what's good to eat at 12 a.m.?
What's good to eat at 12 a.m.? Bro, they've expanded that team significantly. They've expanded that. This is the funny thing. In the professional club, they've all got a team like that helps people settle into the club. The settling in team at Chelsea are working harder than the devil. I kid you not. They have how many teams do you want to chaperone? How many families? Because it's not just the players' families. It's literally the player.
Because they're bringing everyone out the hood.
They're bringing
everyone out the hood.
How many man did Pogba? How many man was living in Pogba's apartment? You got a nice everyone. So that guy is working. And the funny thing is, watching the Arsenal doco, the guy that was doing it for the Portuguese Brazilian lot, have you noticed he's a coach now?
Is
Have you
it?
seen him? He's one of the coaches. Yeah, I see him on the bench and that. He's a he's the young coach. He looks young and that. He's a coach now. So
Oh, that one,
he
that one.
left.
Yeah, I know the one. I
He
know the
left
one.
that
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
He said, "Nah, this ain't it, bro. Let me pivot." He left that role. Said, "This ain't it, bro. Let me get on the bench because them man, the players will call you. Ah, my missus ain't feeling well, and the club obviously you can't go to a club doctor, but they'll take her to a private doctor. My kids ain't settling in well. This house is rubbish. I want to eat Chinese, but it's got to be da 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 da. Where's this? Is this meal kosher? No one, bro. I kid you not. Do you know how long it is? And Pochettino saying we need more players. I'm
Bro.
quitting.
You know, there's hella man in other departments that's having to pick up slack as well. Just on a Friday 6 p.m. Someone in the flipping physio department. Oh yeah, no, sorry, David Washington. Just he needs someone to bring some food to his yard. Do you mind just dropping off on your way home,
bro? I kid you not. Personal story. Yeah, this happened as well. I think it was actually Chelsea as well. One of the players. Obviously, some of them, you know, like they don't. Let's say, for example, like Cole Palmer stayed in he stays in Manchester. He will rent or something. I think one time he got locked out of his apartment or locked out of his house, and he left his keys in Manchester. The person that does this job we're talking about had to go get the keys from Manchester and bring them down to like a Cole Palmer. I kid you not. Obviously, someone told me in it. I can't say who in it, but it happens. Because footballers are pampered. Now, Poch is saying he needs more players. Why don't you work with what you got? Why don't you work with what you got?
Did he have to take table? Did he have to drive?
No, it was late. He drove. It was at midnight.
Horror.
It was at midnight.
Horror show.
It was at midnight.
Horror show.
It was at midnight. He was locked out. It was at midnight. He went to get the keys from Manchester and brought it back. It was specifically Chelsea. That's what I'm gonna say. I won't say much.
Nah, Pochettino, you wanna add on to this? Pochettino
Pochettino hates his staff. He hates them.
Oh my god! And Todd Bowley just looking at this like, oh yeah, no.
This guy is a full-fledged cowboy. He's a full-fledged cowboy, and he will do it. You know what the Chelsea thing is? We clocked them as well. Go listen to all these Chelsea pods, and I've clocked them. What Todd Bowley literally is trying to do, yeah.
That's it. I'm quitting there. That's the last straw. That's my 13th reason,
bro. But that's your job. Bro, that's your job. Like the caretaking hospitality team and the onboarding team. That's your job, bro. To cater to the players' needs because the clubs just want the players to just focus on football. So a man is locked out of his house at 1 a.m. Oh, Darren, I'm outside. Oh, where have you? Never guess what I've gone and done. I've left my keys in Mane. So obviously you get in the whiz, yeah, and you at least you just expense the petrol back to the club, but they don't care about that. Cole's got to be ready and in bed because we got a game on Saturday.
Bro, if you don't go get if Cole Palmer comes off in like the 60th minute because he's had a stinker, they're gonna look at you like, why didn't you
speed up the M1?
There's no way it took you that long to get to Manchester,
bro. I kid you not, yeah. Outside all of that, then let's address what's on the pitch. How much more money?
Sorry, Jason. I actually need you to how does your £200 million midfield look so bang average? How come they get hooked every time that Chelsea need a goal? How come Conor Gallagher is the face of your club? Like, there's actually questions that need to be asked.
Also, Todd Bowley, I was going to say earlier, but I forgot. Todd Bowley, what he's planning to do at Chelsea, because the Chelsea thing's a quick flip. Because obviously America's not regulate. America's very regulated. The NBA, they have wage caps, salary caps, all those things. You can't be moving like a cowboy. Clock the Premier League is on a cowboy thing. He's trying to do what Roman was trying to do. You know, with moving Stamford Bridge. Yeah. He's trying to make a flip there because obviously that property. I think Chelsea actually owns Stamford Bridge or they own the ground or something like. I'm not sure about the intricacies, but they're trying to build a new stadium. So it's either he's trying to sell that land, which bro, that's going to sell in West London. That's going to sell for premium, and then move Chelsea down the road, maybe closer to QPR on the cheaper, and he's already made a serious flip. Yeah, and he's already made it. Or he's just trying to do something with the actual property and rather than win trophies. And Chelsea are doomed, bro.
Yeah, no, I can't lie. It's so spooky over there because
the owner's there for real estate.
Once again, this Chelsea team, yeah, it can be bad. Like you can be bad. You can be United bad. You can be Tottenham bad. You can be what? At some point, someone has to actually step up and actually be like, what the fuck is going on with this club right now? Because whether it's Reece James coming off in the 26th minute because he's crooked. I'm sorry, like at this point, Chelsea might actually need to move on from Reece James. I was one of his biggest advocates for a
Yeah,
few
hey.
years.
Hey, nah, open a can
We
of
can talk
whoop us
about it.
on you.
We can talk
Open a
about
can
it.
of whoop us on you. Because
Nah,
that bad bitch is always getting injured. And it's sad. And it's actually sad. It's actually sad. You can't string together 3 games. You ain't played 3 games in a row since 2021.
I'm
That's a
not.
ballerina.
That's Owen
Ballerinas are
Hargreaves
built
level.
tough.
It's
Huh?
generally Owen Hargreaves level where you just can't you can't stay fit, so it means nothing to be like
5,000 lashings for Banks.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't need no lashes. Because he's a
5,000
good
lashes.
player. Like, we'll never forget the season Owen Hargreaves gave us when we won the Champions League. Massive part of that. I think Chelsea fans might just have to accept that 2021 where he stayed fit the whole season.
I think you cash in on him so quickly now. I
Because
can't lie to you.
I said, don't be surprised if Real Madrid come in for Reece James. If Real Madrid still think, bro, that's what I'm saying. If Real Madrid come in for him, you may just have to, you know what?
Yeah. You're
no, but
out
they jammed because they made him the captain. So you can't sell him now. You can't. It'll just look crazy if you sell him.
He's not biscuit bones. He's not going to be able to a damn thing. And the sad part is, you know what? If you go through the team and just go through like the big players in which you expect, the 200 million pound midfield, Enzo's average. Enzo's good, but he's not special. I'm sorry, he's not special.
Yeah.
He's neat.
Yeah, I can't
He's
lie.
neat, and the stardust is because of the South Americanness. South looks good, South Americanness, white. If it was a black player doing that, I can't lie, he's getting cooked. Let's not lie. If it was a player from Africa playing, if Naby Keita was doing that, we're cooking him still. If Naby Keita performed just like Enzo, we're cooking him. He's 100 mil, not good enough. I can't lie. Yeah, McGinn's been better than Enzo comfortably, but McGinn's from the Isles. He's Scottish. He's not gonna get that love. Let's really move on to Caicedo. Now, why I'm gonna let Caicedo off? He made it very, very clear what his intentions were last January. Caicedo said, "I've got 10 siblings. I need to look after all of them." So you're not expecting that man to football. Football is not that man's priority, and that's fine. It's you are the idiot for expecting more from Caicedo. He said, "I'm here to look." Even his video was him and his Marge, how they've leveled up. Let's be honest now. A man is just here looking for generational wealth, and that's fine. Football's a job at the end of the day. It's just another job.
There's OB. What? You said what? You said Chelsea signed who? You said Chelsea signed who?
Chelsea signed Bad Bunny and not Enzo. Mykhailo Mudryk. That transfer, you see how we look back at certain transfers, yeah, and we say this is illegal. How is it? That transfer is even illegal today. How can you pay 70 million and 20 million goes to the war front?
Bro, 20 million went to Ukraine. What?
There
was nothing saying about that transfer. There was nothing saying about that transfer.
They wanted 90 mil, but that transfer is so illegal. 20 mil went to the war front. What?
There's gonna be 100%. There's gonna be a panorama documentary on that 20 million. Because where did that? Nobody knows what that 20 million was for. Nobody knows.
But even if they've admitted it, that's not a secret. This isn't hearsay. They wrote in the papers, 20 million from the 90 will go towards the fight for Ukraine.
I want to know what that 20 million was used for exactly. I want to know. You can't just say it's gonna go towards the war effort. This has never happened in the history of all transfers. It's never been used to fund a political war.
A country. That's insane.
That's insane, bro. I need to know what that. Everyone really just glanced over it. That's normal. That's a normal thing to do.
So that's we've talked about Reece James, talk about the 2 midfielders, talk about Sterling's really is a bad boy. Sterling and Thiago Silva, I give it to them, and Cole Palmer. Those are the 3 positives in the team because I think Sterling's a general. He has nothing to prove here. He said he's coming here to be closer to home, and that's fine. Cole Palmer is coming to prove himself, and he's doing a great job. I can't lie, he's doing a great job. Thiago Silva's 45 or 50. He's turning 50 next week. Put the guy out of his damn misery. Yeah, even he clocked his wife's even stopped talking. She's checked out. Trying to kill my husband.
Fully checked out. She was proper like Cobham. She was proper.
Ducking and diving last.
I haven't heard her talk since.
She ain't said because she said this ain't even it.
No, nothing.
They said this ain't it. Now the rest of the team. So we're talking about Carney, Chukwuemeka, silly transfer. Noni, silly transfer. Oh God. They bought UAVs. They bought UAVs with your money and sentry guns. Nah. Cucurella, awful. Sanchez. Why did Sanchez get subbed halfway through the game?
He got injured still. He got injured.
Oh, okay. So I'm looking at the rest of the team. Wesley Fofana, awful transfer. To be fair, 70 million, awful transfer. He's been injured, but Disasi, I don't know what that is. I don't know what is a Disasi. They said Gusto was good. He's injured. I'm just trying to go through the team, and I think all Chelsea's hopes are resting on Christopher Nkunku.
Yeah, that's Christopher Nkunku and Lavia. Like Chelsea fans tell me that's what's going to change their season. So
that's fine.
Does, again,
if you like it, I love it.
Yeah, word. If they're going to change your
season,
you
don't like it, I love it. So we'll wait.
If that's what's going to do it, then. But
I want to ask you one question, Thanks.
What's that?
How is Pochettino allowed to get away with this? Like, how is he allowed to get away with this? Is what I want to know personally.
I think Chelsea right now are just descending into just the sort of oblivion of just non-big team. I don't know if this is, maybe it's unfair, maybe it's like very
level
excited, but they're descending into that where last season it was Newcastle are still at a decentish level. This season Aston Villa, everyone's just getting on with it at this point. Like right now, Chelsea
why isn't the media bothered? There's so much pressure on Ten Hag, rightly so. But with Poch, I feel the fact that you set your objectives, just like your brother did for Chelsea in FM, by the way. He changed the objectives. He made them a mid-table club. Did Poch set the objectives at Chelsea? Did he? You know when they say we want you to come top 4, finish 6, give us a good cup run, and you say don't agree, change, finish 10th, finish 15th. Is that what Poch did? Because there's no pressure from the media. I don't get it.
Absolutely not. I don't think he thought they'd be this bad this quickly. Like the objectives were 100% top 4/top 6. One of those. But for them to be this bad is a catastrophe. Still, it's a catastrophe.
They said they have one game a week, so they're gonna at least get into the top 6.
All one game a week has done is made it, because now you just gotta stew on them losses for longer. You don't even get to like play another game quickly and hope that you win. You just have to, like, that whole week, you just have to watch the team post hella training videos saying, yeah, now back to work, getting ready for whoever. I just have to watch them lose. Let's have to, next week gonna lose again.
And how good is and by the way, everybody who had Levi Colwill stocks, he's still probably gonna come good in the future, but he's normal.
Down in the dumps right now. There's so many stocks that are down.
He's normal, and boy, nah. All I'm gonna say
I even forgot. Oh, thank you for reminding me about stocks. Oh, 2024, the rise of the Ahmad stocks, guys. You know I don't usually give you the chance to buy this low, but if you want to invest in some stocks that are gonna go to the moon in 2024, we'll get yourself some Ahmad stocks. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you, because I've spoken a lot. Once Ahmad starts playing, I promise you I won't even talk about him on TF3 anymore, because I'm just going to let Ball do the talking. This is the last time I'm going to let you lot know, because he's back to full fitness. He's getting fit again. You want to buy some stocks, now's the time to do it. That's it.
Stop. So last but not least, Pochettino, all I have to say to you is, at what point do you want to be accountable? They did say this. They told me this season Colwill will match Saliba. That was true. I was hearing that. Colwill will match Saliba. And bank selling stocks is surely a Ponzi scheme. It's bloody Ponzi. That's why I don't even talk anymore. If you lot fall for that, that's on you. That's on you. Never take bank stocks in.
If you need further convincing, I've got tape from last season. I know it'll swing you. Like if you need me to show you tape, just hit me up. You lot see my at there. Just wait 1 minute. You see my at there. If you don't need, just hit me up on Twitter.
No, don't hit him up. Hey, all I want to say to Poch.
I'll send you the tape.
All I want to say to Pochettino is, well, at what point do you want to be accountable and say it's on me? My tactics is all wrong. Like, there's been many games, because Chelsea fans are hell-bent saying, this is Chelsea fans' excuse. You lot don't watch Chelsea games. You don't see what Enzo does. You don't see how useful they say it all the time. You don't see what Colwill does. He's playing out position.
Is when I really saw Amrabat and fucking McTominay dunk on Enzo and Caicedo. I was like, rah. Why the fuck was I getting fooled? Like I was like, raw. Is this what?
And Chelsea were like, a lot of our games aren't on TV. You don't stream our games. Luckily, I think Sky and all the TV people heard them this last month or so. They put all their games on TV.
Yeah,
showed us what they're about.
You're gonna be on the big screen for this one. You're gonna be on the big screen.
Showed us what you're about, and then so I'll just Poch, please, just be accountable.
Stand up quickly. Can I get you to stand up quickly?
Right.
Stand up. Stand up. Just need you to stand up quickly. Need you to stand up quickly.
What do you want? Go on then.
Can we salute Sean? The game's a simple game. Dash for what he's doing at Everton. Salute Sean. Football's a simple game. Dash. Because sometimes the respect for managers just isn't given. So you have to take it. 10-point deduction. And he said, watch this. Increase my workload, Lord, because I'm going to match it. Increase my workload. Make it more difficult because I grow in difficult situations. He said, give me Dwight McNeil. He's my monster. I'm going to turn him into Ryan Giggs of 1999. I promise you, Sean Football Dash, I love you because you're the manager for me. You're the manager for me. I promise
you ain't going to be in the Sean Dash team and not run. None of that. All I'm going to say is this about Sean Dash. I think Sean Dash's tactic is like, guys, keep the ball out of your net. Put the ball in their net.
Put the ball
Get
in
out
that
there. Get out there.
I'm sure he will count. He will count in training who scores the most goals in them small-sided games. Who puts the ball in the back of the net the most times. Bro, man said, you know what? I'm on a teaching assistant salary. I'm going to go and live in Knightsbridge and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. I don't care if you don't think I've got enough salary to live in Knightsbridge. I'm going to make it work. Up my rent. I love it here. I love it in Knightsbridge and I'm going to live here. I don't want to go and live in Croydon. I don't want to go and live in Croydon. I want to live in Knightsbridge.
All I'm going to say on Sean Dash is, Junior said Dash's landlord upped his rent and he said bet. Dash is one of them, man, is you don't give him a challenge. Yeah. Give him something to work for. Put him in a dogfight.
Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard, you two cannot come back to these shores and manage until I've seen your badges in full. Because I know you got your badges from East Street Market. I know it. Both of you, I know it. Just be really, really honest. You did not get your badges from the proper footballing authorities. Because what Sean Dash and what Unai Emery have done with your teams, you two would have had them playing in League One. You two would have had them playing in League One, and it would have just been, you know what? Sometimes them to the breaks in football is just that. Well, it was Lampard's interview after the Crystal Palace match when they were just like they had a lucky goal, deflection, decent header, but it's nothing. That's when I knew this guy didn't have a Scooby-Doo. And now you've got real footballing men in Sean Dash leading the way. 10-point deduction, no problem. 10-point deduction. What did I say? No problem. Sean Dash, football salutes you. We need more of you. We need more of you in football because sometimes the journey just isn't difficult enough. So we're going to make it harder. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That I don't know whether my speech has forced Shemi into reconsideration, but I had to get my Sean Dash love off, man, because there's something about real football men. That'll just make me think, you know what? I'm gonna walk behind you. Sean Dash, if you're leading me into
the fight, God, we're still on Sean Dash.
We're still on Sean. Nah, we can talk about Eric Ten Hag's bald head, but we can't talk about Sean Dash's. Let's talk. If we're talking real bold men, let's talk real bold men.
Sean Dash was bold in primary school.
He was bold he was literally just started shaving his head. I know he did Did you see the Beckham documentary when kids started shaving their heads? He was doing it before that, and he was just looking at everyone you know, just jumping on trends.
And then Sean Dash is training. He gets them to sprint up mountains, and he gets them to punch the walls after, and that's it. Because no lie, I don't know how they're already back up. And this is when I was arguing with Chim, saying that Luton's got a bit. I think you said it. Luton's got a bit of dog in them in terms of having the facilities and the caliber. Like they have like a little team. They have that built in them. But still, the golfing class between the 17th place and the 18th place is too much. Get them little teams gone. And I must actually, all jokes aside, fair play, Everton.
Took that 10-point deduction in their stride. Fair enough.
They'd be well above Chelsea now, comfortably.
It'd be 4 points ahead of them still. Do you wanna talk Newcastle a little bit? Like what's gone wrong with them?
I don't know. They're their problem. They're their own problem. The press do enough of a job telling us how many injuries Newcastle have every day when they lose games. But in the same game, and if they win the next game, they'll tell us how fantastic they are and how they're so amazing fans and how they take their tops off every time. Allow it. We'll leave that to mainstream media. Absolute Tottenham, and Newcastle. The media's love child.
Should we go on to Stockwatch?
The thing is, midweek Stockwatch. I think I had a great one.
Let's do midweek first.
Do you have? I think both points should be right beside each other on the app.
Let's see.
Do you go what I mean? So when you goes on player statistics, it'll have the game weeks right beside each other.
Oh yeah.
So you'll be able to just read the points off, if that makes sense.
No, I'm trying to show. I ain't seen it.
No, it does. Oh no, it says no. It has the fixtures beside each other. Cool. Can you see?
I'm looking at the Liverpool one now, but I only see this week.
Game week 16. Oh, you can't see game week 15.
Nah, only game week 16.
Oh, you messed it up. You should have come online. The reason why we couldn't record midweek was because of Banks. Right, game week 16.
I was here. Don't try that. Newcastle are knackered. Same starting lineup.
They're not knackered. They got to hold that. They're a big team. Hold it. Hold it. You laugh against us. No, yeah, hold it.
Against us.
When VAR bust you, they weren't knackered. Hold it. Rest in piss.
Fug players can hold crud. Yeah, Jolinton's a fug, you know. He's a low-key fug.
No, Romero is the biggest thug in the league.
How wasn't he sent off, fam? Bro, I was actually looking at like, bro, you're
Tottenham,
going to get...
Bro, do you know how much? Every game, the referees bust Tottenham. Every game, Banks. Liverpool, stop, they cancelled the goal. City were about to score, they cancelled it. Romero, red card, they didn't give him the red. Like those are the big games. If we look at other games as well, I'm sure if I dig deep, every game they bust Tottenham.
Sad note, Liverpool paid the smallest price ever for the way the referees are on their side. I'm sorry to you got bumped for the Tottenham goal, but what happened in that Crystal Palace
match?
Klopp
is playing chess. Klopp was playing chess, and everybody got behind. Klopp was playing chess. Arteta tried to, but he U-turned. Arsenal U-turned. They should have doubled down.
He didn't stand on business.
And now, like Klopp's one, they said, we're going to bust Liverpool. Arsenal's one, they said, we're going to double down and F you lot up.
Now, they literally looked at
Arteta, a yellow card for celebrating. A 97th minute winner.
Hey, you literally said, you know what, Arteta, you ever chat shit? You ain't got the caboose.
You've got the minerals.
You ain't got a caboose. You ain't got a caboose to start chatting shit about referees. Klopp, at least they said you've been around for long enough, and you.
Yeah. You're a big you.
Let's look at this week's Stockwatch, and then if we find last week, I'm trying to find last week.
We'll just tweet it. So do you want to go first? Or should you want me first?
I'll run your ones first.
All right, cool. So Szoboszlai and McAllister first at Liverpool.
So Szoboszlai gave you a cool 2 points. What's happened to Szoboszlai, man?
He's shattered. He can't play more than 70 minutes, bro. He does some stuff like, I think obviously he's a passion merchant as well. So sometimes he'll unnecessary. He's very intense, basically. A lot of the off the ball work, he just gasses out. I think he's tired. Personally, I think he's actually tired, but that's the only answer. Liverpool fans in the comments, if you're still here, what's happened to Szoboszlai? But I think he's tired. So Szoboszlai and McAllister. So we have Jackson.
McAllister didn't play, so 0 points. Jackson gave you a cool 1 point, got a standard booking. Oh no, he came on late. Actually, he came on late, gave you 1 point.
3 points. Diaby, Aston Villa.
He came on as a sub as well, gave you 1 point.
That's it then, innit? Because The last person, Garnacho, didn't play, did he?
No, he did still. He started.
Oh, he did it. Okay. Garnacho.
Garnacho gave you a cool 2 points.
So what's that? 5 or 6?
5 points.
Write that down.
No, I think I can remember. It's not a big number. It's not a big number.
All right, go on then. As for yourself.
Brighton. Ferguson gave me 2 points. Madison and Eze injured, so 0 points. James Garner gave me 3 points. So I've already matched your total.
5. Yeah, now we just got to wait on Forest.
Morgan Gibbs-White gave me
2 points. 7.
2 points. 7 points. As you can see, during the this is where young players usually fall off during Christmas time when the games come thick and fast, injuries come about. So it's a difficult time. We're gonna get to reevaluate in 2 game weeks. I already know Amad Diallo's getting a nice little position there. I'm gonna love that one. Yeah, are you ready to reveal anybody that you're trying to bring, or are you trying to keep that a little bit?
I'll keep that on the low.
Keep on the low. Say less.
Yeah.
Less. Well, has that been the tier 3 Sunday edition?
Yeah, Sunday edition tier 3. Thanks everyone.
Lovely having you all in the comments.
Love you. Thanks everyone.
I'm sorry if it sounded as if I was bad. Like, I hate it when I come on tier 3 and it feels like I have to back Ten Hag so much because he's a scrub, really. Like, he's disgracing me more and more every day and just embarrassing me. So, like,
Not
sometimes I feel like sometimes just because I want to beef Shem, like, I have to back Ten Hag, but I won't do it.
Oh, you like it, man?
I promise you, from next week, I'm not doing it no more, man.
You'll be back.
Really, I should have done it from this week because he's a scrub. But yeah, it's done from next week. It's done from next week. I'll hold my hands up. I ain't doing it no more. Thank you for being with us. If you ain't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video on the way out. I've been your host, Banks, joined by my ever faithful co-host, Lavish Oluwashemi L'Oreal, Kante's cousin. Hope you have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. Go eat some jollof or your traditional food. And if you're a United fan, just don't. It's none of it's real.
Hunger strike.
None of it's real. Don't worry, man. Just support Crystal Palace and watch basketball, man. We're out. David De Gea, 7 shots on target. 7 goals. You're in goal. Let's go.